I got a few questions. Actually, a bunch of people had asked me how I basically got my hands on the MSI 3080 Supreme X video card. And pretty much, it just boils down to just looking at, different sites and when they drop items, right? So for me, you know, I started looking at Newegg when they had dropped the cards. And, I wasn't using the app or anything at that time. I was just using the website. So I go to the website and just randomly refresh. And, randomly actually did get the add to cart menu. Um, but when I added it, I wasn't prepared. I didn't have any information in there, credit card or anything. I wasn't even logged into the account. So by the time I finished doing all of that, the card was sold out, right? So, kept looking at it. So then I eventually, you know, I downloaded the Newegg app, and once I downloaded the app, um, I kept searching the app essentially, right? And using Facebook and stuff like that. I don't know how I even came across it, but and I wasn't really using Twitter, right? But I came across Twitter basically, and I added Newegg on here, and then I realized that they would actually announce maybe half an hour, sometimes 10 minutes before, 5 minutes before they had a drop, and you'd get a notification. But unfortunately, by the time you get that notification, the drop, you know, either you missed it or it was off by like a minute or something, or you got it way after the drop had happened, right? So then, I kept looking at when they were doing the drops and when they were posting it. So for me, like I think it was December, I noticed that they were doing drops like it was, it's every other day or every 2 days, let's say, from when they had their first drop, right? So if they dropped it on Tuesday, maybe they might drop something on Thursday or Friday. And then at times, at that time, it was like around 8 o'clock, they would be dropping it. So what I started doing um, was I started, refreshing the app around those times. So every day I would just refresh the app, 7:59 to 8:01 essentially. And if it popped up, I would buy it, right? So I did that a couple of times. It did come up, right? So I would just, search 3080 and, basically look for the cards itself, right? So they would have combos. You can use the links from their website. It'll give you the combos. So a few times, I tried that and I actually got it to pop up where I can add it to cart. But again, I was too slow in doing it. So then I realized, oh, well, I need to add my credit card in here. So what I did was I added my credit card information. The app is already logged in. I memorized my credit card PIN, right? So that way I could put in the um, the the code in there. And then, for my card, I also get like a message from them anytime a purchase is made. So, which I didn't even realize was on, right? So, the first time I actually got back into this, so let's say, you know, using this drop, right, which they did, they messaged at 7:34 saying some of them are available now, right? Um, Once I saw that there, um, and like I said, once I saw this drop, right, I clicked the link, right, it would take me in here, and then I would try to add, some of these would light up, and I would try to add it to cart, right, and then do the checkout, right? Now, I was able to get into the checkout, but as soon as I put my credit card in and everything like that, the security code, I, typed in I confirmed it on my phone or whatever, it would be sold out. So, what I realized was, I was like, okay, so, I want that 3080, right? So let's say I wanted the MSI 3080. I came in here, searched it up, right? And, right, you see they have these combos, different combos, right? So I added, let's add this combo. So what I did was, I came here and I added this to a wish list, right? So you see I already had a wish list created here. But to create a wish list is as simple as what I just did. You click add to wish list, and let's say, MSI 3080, right? Oops. Oh, done. Now, what I did was I added, and obviously I'm adding all the cards that I want, right? So I wanted this one. I think I was looking for the EVGA version also. So I had the wish list created for all of these, right? So I added to that one. So now, knowing that, and like I said, I kept coming on Twitter every day just to see what, Newegg would post, right? Right, I keep checking. I'm like, oh, okay. A couple of times I saw, okay, they're gonna have a drop, and it was, like I said before, I missed it by a few minutes, or it just basically came in too late, the notification, right? So, I after that I got a sense of when they're gonna drop, which was usually around 8 o'clock. So every day around 7:59, I would open up my Newegg app, click on my account, click on wish list, and then I would, well, at that time I was specifically just looking for the card, right? So the card had multiple different cards in there. I'd open up the wish list, 7:59. I would start refreshing the page by just pulling down, keep refreshing, refreshing, refreshing for those 2 minutes, 7:59 to 8:01. If the cart lit up, add all to cart, hooray! I'll try to add it. I'll click add to cart, and then I'll try to check out. Right now, the day that I got, was able to actually purchase my card, it lit up. I clicked add all to cart, but you have to be conscious of the price, right? So 909, wherever you are, right? So it's $910 essentially for the card by itself. With the RAM, it's 1,025, right? And with tax, you should know what that is in your state or whatever. So let's say I didn't need the RAM and I added this to cart. What you would have to do is delete the RAM, and you would have to, obviously not check the insurance and all of that stuff. So you have to do that process pretty quickly, right? So, like I said, the few times where I failed to get the card gave me some practice. So I knew exactly where I had to tap. So I'd come here, keep refreshing, refreshing. It'll come in, and let's see if I can get something, put something here that I can add to cart, right? Components. Let's see. Let's just go like okay. Let's go to 900K. Add to cart, right? So it would pop up on the top here. You see how this popped up for the warranty? You would have to do it. You would get this, but it would pop up like on the side of it. No thanks, right? You would be in the cart, and then here you would see all the items that were listed. You see how you have remove here? You would hit remove to remove the RAM. So if you had added a bundle in here, you don't need the RAM or the PSU or whatever, just click on remove and remove it, and then do secure checkout, right? Once you hit secure checkout, obviously if you have your stuff pre-filled, all you have to do is put in security code for your credit card. And if your credit card doesn't notify you when there's charges on there, then it would go through quicker than what my transaction did. But essentially, that's what I did, right, to get the video card. I basically figured out by, keep on checking Newegg, um, what. So that's what I did. Basically, I kept on checking Newegg on Twitter, looking at the days that the drops and the times, and I started just, refreshing the application on the wish list that I had, right? So you see there was another drop here. Let's see, 6:21, 7:30 p.m., right? So they shifted their time. They said now this one is 7:30. The other drop that we just looked at previously was 7:34. They said to have some, right? Let's see what else we have here. And I noticed they shift the time because after I purchased mine, I really don't care anymore, right? Because I already have one. I don't need any more. Um, so they did shift the time, I think, a little bit. I think I saw them do it a couple of times, maybe like at 6:30 or something like that. But it looks like 7:30 looks like the time that they're doing it around there. Let's see. And I stopped looking at Amazon. I stopped looking at Micro Center, and I stopped looking at uh, what's that other website? B&H, right? I stopped looking at them because the websites they weren't restocking. So that's why I was relying on getting off Newegg. And if you saw that, that's two drops so far. Look, we had another drop on 12. The last drop was 12:21. Yeah, and this one was 8 p.m. So this is what I was talking about. Look, so basically that was it. And then they shifted to like, I guess they're shifting it to like 7:30 now with their drops for Newegg. So I'm not waiting for them to tell me about a drop. I'm just going and refreshing their website with my items already created added to a wish list to try and get a chance to actually purchase the item. But that's what I did, and that's how I got the 3080. Now, the 5900X that I got, I really tried to do it. I was late on the game with that one, and you see, like this was 1221. I actually started looking for it after this drop, and that's a big gap, right? That was like a week or 2 weeks after that they dropped stuff, right? So then I was looking at all other alternatives, and I started looking at Micro Center. Now, Micro Center, right? And Micro Center has all these different stores here. So every day, this just takes 2 seconds, right? If you're using it, I would use this on your browser. I didn't use this on my phone. It's a little bit harder on your phone because on your browser you can actually click on the bottom where it says shippable items, and when it's shippable items, you can actually see which store. For the 5900X, I came to Micro Center and searched it up, right? And, I would select which store I'm looking for, right? So 5900X. So here we're looking at their Westbury store, and, they have two items here, right? So 5900, they have a PC and they have the chip, right? That's funny. Why did they say 799? And it doesn't matter. The 5900X, I searched it up, and I could select which store, right? So if you're on your browser on your computer, you click shippable items. Now I'm not on my computer, on my phone, but you'll actually have, which I can't seem to find on my phone here, but you'll get the drop down on the right hand side where you can actually see all the stores and the stock quantity that they have. So it'll tell you, which store has it, which store is in stock, right? So what I noticed with um, Micro Center is that they restock in the morning, like maybe 7:30, 8 o'clock. So, I kept looking at this. I kept relying on their website because Newegg wasn't dropping anything, right? And I wasn't sure about the dates. And obviously, I was still checking Newegg, but I realized, I kept seeing this like show up in like Houston, Texas, and California, and Colorado, all these different states, right? And I was like, oh man, when is it gonna come to New York, right? So New York has 4 stores, and then I kept seeing like, then I started seeing like 5950s, and I didn't really want to spend that much, so you know, I kept checking. Then I saw some in the store that was like the furthest away from me, and I was being lazy, so I didn't go get it. And then eventually, I saw it in the Westbury store, and I basically left my house. Uh, and when I got there, I had to line up to get it essentially. So, uh, I got there I saw this like, like I said, they refreshed like about 8 o'clock, 7:30, 8 o'clock. I saw that they had like five or something in stock. And I got there, I think around 9 o'clock. I think the store opens, and yeah, the store opens at 10. So I got there like 9 o'clock. There was a line in front of the store. I was like, all right, I'm already here. I'll just wait in line. I've never done this before, so I'll just wait in line. I got in the line behind a guy who was sitting in a chair, and then eventually I was just standing there waiting, waiting, freezing my butt off, and I'm saying to myself, well, I'm not gonna get this because there's so many people in front of me. There was probably like maybe 20 people in front of me. Um, so, but yeah, I was already there, so I just waited. And, people behind me, I hear them talking about the 5900X. And I'm like, well, if you have hopes of getting it and you're behind me, then I should have hopes of getting it, right? So then standing there, I eventually started talking to the guy in front of me who did it once before, waiting in line, but he wasn't able to get it, right? But he tried it again, and so I'm talking to him, and I asked him, I'm like, well, I don't think we're gonna get it because we're so far behind in the line. But he said that, a lot of people that came there are looking for the video cards, right? 3080, 3090s, right? 6800s. And so yeah, that kind of comforted me a little bit. So once the store opened at 10, they let us in in an orderly fashion. Everybody got, the order you're in the line is the line order you get in the store essentially, especially for the computer section. And, as soon as you got in there, they asked you, what are you looking for? And, he was in front of me. So he said 5900X. They were like, oh, wow, you're in luck. I was like, oh, man, I hope, I get one. And then, the woman who asked me next, I said, I'm looking for the 5900X. And then she was like, yeah, we have it in stock. And essentially that's how I got the 5900. And basically it's because I stalked, I guess that's a good way to put it, Market Sense's website, um, and noticed that they restock around 7:30 to 8 o'clock Eastern, and was basically ready to go get it essentially. So if you were to do the same thing, I guess it depends on the state you're in, right? But it sold out pretty fast in New York, and so. But prior to actually getting this going in to line up, I had read some stuff online saying that their um, online inventory update wasn't really that reliable, and I guess it's believable that it's not reliable because it sells out so quickly. I guess maybe the system doesn't update as fast enough. But I did visit a couple of these stores, book in what is it, Westbury, in Flushing, to see if I can, cop it. Maybe if website's wrong, or maybe they have it and they, just not updated yet. But that was kind of like a goose chase. So I wouldn't recommend that. I would say, just try the website. If you see it available, just be ready to go get it immediately. And when you get there, if you see a line, don't be surprised. Because I was actually surprised. I was like, this settled down already, but yeah, so there you go. The strategy on getting 5900X and to get a 3080 or 3090, whatever you're looking for from Newegg or Micro Center. By the way, I haven't seen any of this restock on Best Buy. Amazon just has a bunch of scalpers, and B&H. Well, I've never seen them restock either. So I would have preferred to buy stuff off Amazon, but or Best Buy. But I had a good experience with Micro Center, so it's not a bad place to buy your stuff. And Newegg, the only thing is with Newegg is if you have to return something, obviously, you have to pay return shipping back to Newegg, which is like super annoying. But it's not that